I always wanted to redefine what strength looked like. Everything is to promote longevity, all about doing the thing until I've mastered the thing. You've got to earn the right to get the results. So I grew up in the UK, in London, and I was very fortunate to be pretty good at most sports. I did cross-country running, I swam, played football back then, so soccer. I did like track sports, sprints, high jump, long jump. I did karate. I did quite a lot of things. That was like my thing. I was very athletic, and I seemed to be able to jump into a new sport and be kind of relatively good at it, which was great. But it wasn't great in the sense that it almost came with like a loneliness to it, because all of my friends, they weren't good at sports. So I was like the only one that was really sporty, and I found myself kind of missing out on like that prime friendship time, I guess. It was an interesting relationship with me and sports back then. I did it just because I was good at it, but I wasn't like super into it, and I would probably rather be hanging out with my friends, to be honest. Unlike the sports and stuff, there was an element of martial arts that I really did enjoy. I was a very active child. I was always like running around, and I couldn't really sit down for long. Doing karate was a great way to like channel my energy. I think just the process of like going through the belt system, the ranking system, is just so great for kids in that they know they can't get something they want straight away. Like you have to actually earn it. And you can't really fake your way through that. You know, to get your stripe or your next belt, you've got to go through a sequence that you've remembered, and you've got to do it correctly in order to progress. I think repetition is such a big thing. The amount of times you would have to repeat a sequence in order to memorize, to go through it with control and being precise. It's translated so much into the longevity mindset that Jay and I want to say preach, but what we promote. You've got to earn the right to get the results. There's no quick fix. And if there is a quick fix, it's not going to fix you for long. It's probably going to break you, to be honest. So if you're like looking for workouts just to get a sweat, to burn calories, just to lose weight temporarily, chances are it's not going to last for you. So I'm all about just doing the thing until I've mastered the thing, and then I have earned the right to move on and progress from there. I did end up leaving all that for quite a while. I think I just wanted to get more into like being around my friendship groups, and started to party, and it was just purely losing connection with myself. I think it wasn't until I was 18 that I started to want to look after myself a bit more. The way I did that was applying for a nutritional therapy diploma. All this new information about feeding myself, longevity and nutrition in general, that really got me back to where I needed to be, and it was guiding me to my purpose again. Once I did get back into training myself, you know, I would dabble in like a bit of Pilates and then conditioning and cardio, just all like the very, very basic things. It wasn't until I actually met Jay that things started to really change. Fitness took on a whole new meaning for me. We met at a gym. He introduced me to kettlebells for the first time, which was incredible. Like, it was so much fun in the beginning. There was this unconventional tool that I've never used before. So we would religiously go to the gym and spend hours just doing the cleans, the snatches, the swings, just like really refining technique. We wanted to get it right because this could really be part of what we wanted to create together, which was basics. So that is where I started to look at my movement differently, and I really wanted to focus on like form. That was my thing. Like, I wanted to master everything, or at least try to. So I would like film myself, and I would critique myself and keep doing the same movements for months and months. It got to a point where Jay and I needed further education. We started to look into training styles that were unconventional, like on it. At the time, that was like the biggest thing going on right now for unconventional tools, like steel clubs, steel mace, kettlebells. That really got us thinking about our movement and how to incorporate it into a new kind of training system. As I started to refine my technique and really get passionate about this new way of training and moving in general, I randomly started to share it on Instagram with no intention of it getting to where it is today. I was just literally sharing like my workout that I did that day, which I loved, and I started to realize that people like to see it. like, okay, there is a need for this. So that started to take off. The more people witnessed our content and shared it and reached out, we were like, oh wow, there really is a platform for this and it could be a success. So let's like really go deep and like make this our job, make this our income. I think it's important to mention that we started out as just, and we still today, set out to create quality content that would inspire and provide value to people who would watch. The content was never focused around, okay, this will make us money. That was just a natural thing that happened in return for us giving. Everything is to promote longevity and to allow you to do things that you want to do for as long as you possibly can. And I feel like that's where we differ from a lot of other fitness brands or just people in a similar space. We don't jump trends. Yeah, we'll educate ourselves on newer things, but we'll never drop what we have created and what we feel works for us. I always wanted to redefine what strength looked like, especially for women. My stuff isn't just tailored for women, but you see a lot of women out there who feel like they have to do one thing or the other, like yoga to be flexible or CrossFit to be strong, or, you know, there wasn't that in between. And I felt like my mission is to provide people with that in between. You can be strong, you can be mobile, you can be flexible, you can be capable and durable, all in one. You don't have to choose. And I didn't see a lot of that around, so that kind of kept me grounded. Whenever I would like maybe question what I was doing, which was rare, but you know, it did come up, I would always go back and like inward and be like, okay, you need to provide what you can do to people to inspire and show them there is an alternative. I would advise people who want to do something similar, like share their content and educate others, just try to be the best at what you do, not what anyone else does. So don't try and be like anyone else. Just find what you're good at and just be the best at that. You don't want to compare yourself to other people. For example, for my inspiration, for my content, I don't scroll, I don't search for other people. Believe it or not, I actually go on my own page and I look at what I've done already. How can I improve that? How can I break that down? How can I make this clearer for people? Or how can I make it more enticing for them to try? So that's where I kind of get my ideas for content. If they don't just come to me or download, which is, you know, it does happen when I'm very calm working out or in a space where, you know, I'm relaxed. But most of the time I am just looking at what I've done already and seeing how I can improve on that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to a bit more about my story, and let me know what you'd love to hear more of. Let me do it again. It's so weird, like going to look into the camera suddenly after looking at you for so long. I'm like, no, but I'm sure I can do it better than that. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit more about my story. I'm going to be posting a lot more on here now, so let me know what you'd love to see more of. I'm joking.